Well, Starbucks is the latest company to cave to the leftist socialist insanity that the minority in this country is trying to push down all of our throats. A couple days ago, what was supposed to be two real estate agents, at least that's what they're calling them, two black men showed up to Starbucks up in Philadelphia and were wearing sweatpants and baggy clothes and looked like they just woke up. But supposedly they were there on business, just waiting for their friend, and that's what got them arrested. Was just, you just waiting at Starbucks for your friend. That's all. It's so harmless. But then you hear the rest of the story. The rest of the story was the manager came up to them and asked them if to buy something if they were going to stay in the store. They refused. Well, for someone to call the police, they had to have refused quite a bit. I mean, you really have to cause a scene in order to have a store manager call the police on you. They don't just say, "Oh, you don't want to buy something? Okay, well, I'm calling the police. You're screwed. Screw you." That's not how it works. I've never seen it work that way. But no, they caused enough of a scene to have the manager call the police. And then the police arrive. The police stayed there for 15 minutes trying to convince these people to go ahead and leave. 15 minutes. Now, imagine that. I'm the police. I show up and I say, "Look, guys, the manager doesn't want you to be here anymore. You need to leave. They asked you to leave. You need to leave." How long did that take? 15 seconds? 20 seconds? Let's just say 30 seconds. Well, no, it was a lot more than that. It's like, no, 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 we don't have to leave. We don't want to leave. We're waiting for our friend. We don't need to leave. We don't have to leave. Well, what you stupid ass millennial adult children don't understand is there are these things called laws that we have in our society and just about every society out there. They're also called rules. I know you're not used to them. I know they upset you very greatly. I know it upsets your preciousness, your specialness, your safe spaces. But guess what, folks? You're adults now. You have to follow the rules. When someone asks you to leave, you should leave. Then contact the company and complain. Especially today when you see police, especially as a black man, when police ask you to do something, do what they say. Let's forget about all the police shootings that have been happening. If the police ask you to follow a lawful order, you have to obey the lawful order. And then you go file complaints. I mean, you're gonna get arrested if you don't do what a cop asks you to do. You're fucking stupid to disobey them. I mean, Jesus Christ. This stuff that's going on with these companies, especially Starbucks, if those people would have been white, if they would have been Chinese, if they would have been Mexican, if they would have been anything other than black, we would not be talking about this story right now. Period. Maybe if they were South American, they may have had an issue, but I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. I've personally been asked to leave a Starbucks. I went on a trip up to New York once, and I was looking at a boat that I wanted to purchase. It was a much older boat. I was looking to restore it, and I needed to get online to check the price of this boat to make sure that, everything was copacetic. So I go to the nearest Starbucks. I'm in there about 5 minutes, and I'm approached by the manager. And the manager says, either I have to purchase something or I have to leave. I can't just sit around there. Okay, well, I needed the Wi-Fi, so I went ahead and purchased something. Not that hard of a decision to make. That's what a rational person does. Literally, the exact same day that this story broke, I was in a Starbucks and saw two white it looked like teens. I'm guessing they were in their late teens, maybe early 20s. They looked fairly young. They may have even been in 16 to 19, somewhere up in there. Two white kids, one Spanish kid, white or males, two white males, one Spanish male, and two Chinese girls. They went into the same Starbucks that I was in. They were asked to leave because they were being raucous. They didn't purchase anything, and they were just being loud and obnoxious. They refused, like the little children that they were, more than likely like the black guys up in Philadelphia. The police was called. When the police got there, guess what? The kids made the right decision and just left. As soon as the police got there, they all got up. Oh, we're leaving. We're leaving. Why? Because they understood the gravity of the situation at that point in time. Now there's a potential to go to jail. Get up and leave. Don't keep this going because bad things can happen past this. Personally, I've been wondering if the whole thing has been set up. If those two black guys went in there on purpose and that woman went there on purpose to film this to get themselves kicked out and to get the police called on them. Because I mean, any rational person, once the police show up, you're like, whoa, okay, things have escalated a little bit too far. Let me go ahead and go. And it normally snaps almost anyone that is sane or rational back to reality. And they say, oh, okay, I'm out of here. Okay, this has gone too far. I'm done. And you leave. But no, not these two. They decide to make a scene and get themselves arrested. And now Starbucks, the CEO of Starbucks, hold on, let's back up. The manager was following the written policy. The written policy of Starbucks. And everybody now is trying to ruin this manager's life. You know, they want to get him fired. They want to make sure he never works again. Because this is the way of the left. The way of the left is, if you don't agree with us, we destroy your life. Because we can't handle, like children, we can't handle someone with an opposing opinion. Why? 9 times out of 10, it's because they can't defend their fucking stupid ass position. Like I said, like children. They believe something with their heart, not their mind. And they can't defend it. They have to hold on to it like it's some kind of a religious faith. But now they want to destroy this guy's life for following the company's policy. And then the CEO of Starbucks, the wonderful coward that he is, comes out and says, I'm sorry. This should never have happened. It's reprehensible. And now we need to train every single one of our employees and shut the entire company down because two black guys decided that they were going to be assholes and get arrested to make a point. Because when you own a business in this country, that business is not yours. You don't get to say who can stay in your establishment and who can't. So I guess now if you decide to go into a restaurant and you don't want to order anything, well, you can just go in there and take up their seats and use their AC. Because that's what this decision has just said. You know, Starbucks, you deserve everything you get. Because if there's one thing that I've learned about this leftist socialist baby movement is that they eat their own. The more you take up for them, the more they will take from you. Why? Because us rational people, we don't give in to their childishness. We don't give in to their nonsense, their insanity. When they come to us and they say, "Oh, you kicked us out. We're gonna post things online about you." We say, "Go fuck yourself. Post what you want to. Go fuck yourself. I got a loyal customer base. Go fuck yourself. Because guess what? In less than one day, you will completely and utterly forget about your anger and you will come back. You know why? Because your anger's not real. Your anger is just you signaling to the world, hey, look at how much of a great person I am. Look at how much I care as a white person about the plight of the black people. That's the biggest thing that really pisses me off. It's the fact that you push for black people and their rights, but in the way that you push for them, you basically are saying that they're helpless and that there's no way they can take up for themselves and there's no way they can change their own destiny, that it takes a white man to come in and change their destiny. It takes a white woman to come in and change their destiny. It takes the rest of the society to come in because they're so helpless. They can't do anything for themselves. I'm here to tell you that they don't need your pity. Black women are graduating from college at a much higher rate than most other types of women, almost any other race. So they don't need your pity. They don't need your sorrow. They're pulling themselves up. They're making their own lives better. They don't need you to do it for them. That's exactly why the Democratic Party has gone to all these other marginalized groups, because they realize that the more educated the black community becomes, the more money they make, the more conservative they will lean, because they want to keep their money. They want to hold the government accountable for spending their hard-earned money. Just like Cardi B's famous video that she just put out, and she started making enough money to where she had to pay taxes. And boy, she is pissed at the amount of taxes she has to pay in every year. And like everyone else now, she's conservative because she wants accountability from the government. She wants receipts. She wants to know what the hell they're spending her money on. And you can't blame her, because once you start making enough money that you have to actually pay the government, you start getting really pissed off at the way the government completely and utterly wastes all your hard-earned money. As for Starbucks, you deserve everything that's happening to you and everything that's going to happen to you, simply because you caved to a bunch of children. You stood up for a reasonable policy, the policy of, if someone comes into your establishment, they need to patron your establishment, or they need to leave and allow others to come in and be patrons of your establishment. But now you deserve everything that's about to happen to you. Every kid that comes in there and starts causing a ruckus, every person that comes in there and takes up seats and they're not paying customers, and they take up seats where other paying customers would have come in, and then people quit coming to your establishment because they have to stand in line forever and they can't ever get a seat and they can't use the Wi-Fi and they can't do all the things that they normally used to do at Starbucks. You deserve everything that happens to you. I do not feel pity for any of these companies who decide to not stay apolitical. You deserve what the left pulls down onto your head. And remember, if you like this, please click subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss future videos. If you really, really like this, help support our efforts through the Maker Support or Patreon links below.